Hi, welcome to our channel of IGNOU Audiobooks, Indira Gandhi National Open University, School of Computer and Information Sciences, SOCIS, Certificate in Mobile Application Development, CMAD. BCS 091 Introduction to Mobile Architecture. Block-2 Mobile Operating Systems. Unit-7 Basics of Windows Mobile, 7.0 Introduction. Microsoft developed Windows Mobile operating system for smartphones and Pocket PCs so that those Windows users can access the Windows features on their handheld devices. It was originally developed as Windows CE in 1996. However, Windows Mobile first appeared in 2000 as Pocket PC 2000. Pocket PC came to be known as Windows Mobile in 2003, after which it started coming in different versions as that of Windows and was mostly used by business and enterprise consumers. It became the most popular smartphone in US until 2007, but afterwards, it started losing its popularity. After the launch of other operating systems like iOS and Android in February 2010, Microsoft announced Windows Phone to supplant Windows Mobile. After that, Windows Mobile has been deployed. The last version of Windows Mobile was released after the announcement of Windows Phone. That last version is 6.5.5. But this version was not able to run in newly developed Windows Phone because Windows Phone was not compatible with Windows Mobile devices in software. Microsoft finally stopped developing the Windows Mobile and started developing Windows Phone only. Windows Phone basically aimed at the consumer market instead of enterprise market. The following is the list of different versions of Windows Mobile in Windows Phone. Windows CE, Pocket PC 2000, Pocket PC 2002, Windows Mobile 2003, Windows Mobile 2003C, Windows Mobile 5, Windows Mobile 6, Windows Mobile 6.1, Windows Mobile 6.5, Windows Phone 7, Windows Phone 8, Windows Phone 8.1, Windows 10, 7.1 Objectives. After going through this unit, you should be able to know features of Windows Phone, about the development for Windows Phone, about evolution of Windows Phone, and about various releases of Windows Phone. 7.2 Development. Windows Phone is successor of Windows Mobile and Zune. It was the digital media product of Microsoft. Windows Phone shows a new user interface, which is developed in Metro Design Language, MDL. Metro is the geometry-focused design language created by Microsoft especially for user interfaces. Windows Phone is specially designed for consumers instead of enterprise market. It was first come in the market in October 2010 with its first version as Windows Phone 7. Now, the latest version of Windows OS in phone is Windows 10, which was released in the end of year 2015. 7.2.1 Evolution of Windows Phone. In 2004, a major update have begun in Windows Mobile which was named as Photon, but the development of this update was very slow and ultimately, the project got stopped. In 2008, Microsoft reconstructed the Windows Mobile team and started working for the development of a new mobile operating system. In 2009, fresh operating system was released as Windows Phone, but due to unexpected shortfalls or delays, Microsoft released Windows Mobile 6.5 as an interim version. Within small span of time, Windows Phone was developed, but new operating system was not congruent with Windows Mobile apps. According to a product manager of Microsoft, they were lacking with the time and resources. If they would have sufficient time and resources, they might be able to solve the issues of compatibility. He said they were attempting to make the Windows Phone available for both end users and enterprise network and also trying to go ahead with capacitive touchscreens rather using stylus-based screen. On February 15, 2010, Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, Spain announced Windows Phone 7, which was officially released on November 8, 2010, enters the consumer market of United States. In 2011, Microsoft announced Windows Phone 7.5 Mango that has the power of Internet Explorer 9, which provides the similar web standards and graphical interface as the desktop versions. In 2012, Microsoft released a minor update which was known by the name Tango. This minor update fixed the existing bugs and reduced the hardware requirements, which supported the devices with lesser configuration to run Windows Mobile operating system. In February 2011, a partnership was signed between Microsoft CEO Steve Ballmer and Nokia CEO Stephen Elop at a press event in London. In this partnership, it was decided that the Windows Mobile operating system would be the primary operating system for the smartphones which are being developed by the Nokia. This partnership replaced the Nokia Symbian OS with Windows Mobile OS. Both Nokia and Microsoft were aimed at setting up a new mobile platform to compete with Android and iOS. In October 2012, Microsoft introduced Windows Phone 8 as a new generation of the mobile operating system. It was replaced by the previous Windows CE architecture, which was derived from Windows NT kernel with various modules shared with Windows 8. In April 2014, Windows Phone 8.1 was being released. There were some new features added via a notification center, separate volume controls, Internet Explorer 11, similar to Apple iOS, Siri and Google Now in Android. Microsoft introduced a new called Cortana in its Windows 8.1 mobile phone. In January 2015, Microsoft announced Windows 10 mobile phone where Bing search feature was replaced by the Cortana, a voice assistant. The operating system of this mobile is for smartphones and tablets running on ARM architecture, Figure 7.1. Figure 7.1, ARM architecture. Look at the screen. 7.3 Features of Windows Mobile. In this section, let's discuss features of Windows Mobile. User interface. Windows Phone shows a new user interface which is developed in MDL. The home screen of Windows Mobile Phone depicts the live tiles, i.e. the thumbnail or image links to applications functions. Tiles can be added, rearranged or removed by the end users. Tiles get updated automatically and change its status dynamically. For example, the text message tile would show the list of unread messages. User can also resize live tiles to either a small, medium, or large appearance. There is a feature in Windows Mobile Phone called Hubs, which is used to integrate the local as well as online content with the help of Windows phones. Integration technique. It is used to connect Windows Phone with commonly known social networking websites such as Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, etc. For example, the People Hub is used to fetch contacts from various sources like Facebook, Gmail and Windows Live. Similarly, Picture Hub is used to show photographs captured using device camera and the user photo album from Facebook. Users can also perform different types of activities on social networking websites using hubs. The user interface of Windows Phone is shown in Figure 7.2. Figure 7.2, User interface of Windows Phone. Look at the screen. Multitasking. Multitasking refers to an idea of executing multiple tasks or activities concurrently or at the same time. In Windows Mobile Phone, multitasking feature can be accessed by long pressing the back arrow. A card-based task switcher is used in Windows Mobile Phone 7, whereas later versions make use of true background multitasking feature. Contacts. End users can save their contacts in Windows Phone with their mobile phone, email, and contact image etc. It also synced with other sites like Facebook, Windows Live Contacts, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google, and Outlook etc. This is also called as People Hub. User can manage their contacts by divide them into different groups. Text input. Windows Phone has on-screen virtual keyboard which also contains the facility to insert emoticons. It has inbuilt spell checker and word prediction which can speed up the typing of user. While user types something, it shows the list of similar words from which user can select the particular word and it will insert automatically. It has the swipe typing feature also which avail the user to type any word without lifting the finger. Web browser. Internet Explorer is the default web browser in Windows Phone. It enables the user to maintain the list of frequently accessed web pages on the start screen. It can load up to 6 tabs simultaneously. It also supports multi-touch gestures, zoom in and zoom out of animations etc. User can save the pictures which are available on web page and can share web pages via email. It supports searching the word or phrase in a web page. Media player. Media player is used for playing multimedia files like videos, movies and music. It displays standard media control icons such as play, pause, fast forward, back forward, and stop buttons. Every operating system has one built-in media player, like Windows come with Windows Media Player. Android OS comes with Google Play Music by default. Office Suite. Microsoft Office is the default Office suite in Windows Phone which supports synchronization between the desktop version of Microsoft Office and Windows Phone. User can create or edit the documents, reports, presentation, etc. with the help of Word, Excel and PowerPoint respectively on the go. Shared Internet Connection. It is Windows administration that empowers one Internet-enabled mobile phone to impart its Internet connection with other mobile phones. Internet connection can be shared using Windows Phone. The following is the process to share Internet connection in Windows Phone. Keeping in mind the end goal to utilize your Windows Phone as a versatile Wi-Fi hotspot and offer your Internet connection, you'll require an active Internet data plan in your phone. Figure 7.5 shows the screen on tapping settings. Look at the screen. Then, tap Internet sharing, figure 7.6. Move the slider from off to on. This will automatically turn on your devices. Wi-Fi, figure 7.7. Now tap Setup to configure Internet sharing setup. You can modify the default broadcast name and specify the password. Tap The right checkmark for saving your changes, and tap X to get exit, figure 7.8. 7.3. 1. Virtual Private Networking. In Windows Phone, Virtual Private Network can be established over PPTP protocol. The user interface of Windows Phone continues to change with different versions. The display screen of the phone was later known as the home screen and shows the current date, time, relevant information, and emails etc. The following are the steps to configure VPN profile of Windows Phone 8. 1. Tap Settings. Choose VPN. Move slider to turn on the VPN status. Choose Add, figure 7.9. Figure 7.9, turning on VPN from settings. Now, type the server name or IP address. Choose IKEv2. For SSL VPN, click the link shown there and download a third-party plugin. For setting up a password for your VPN, choose User Name Password. Provide the required details. To provide more details, choose Advance. Now tap Save, figure 7.10. Figure 7.10, setting username and password. For adding certificate security in your VPN, choose Certificate. Select the desired certificate. Toggle the required settings. Provide the required details. To see the chosen certificate, select Details, figure 7.11. Figure 7.11, adding certificate security to VPN. While configuring certificate-based VPN, the certificate that is chosen under Connect is basically required for setting up the VPN connection. If you select Server Certificate Validation, then option to select another certificate will be provided to you that will be used for VPN authentication process once the connection gets established. To provide more details, choose Advance, choose Save. Now VPN profile will be get created automatically. To make further changes or see details on the profile, tap and hold the profile. To toggle to a manual profile, choose Switch to Manual, figure 7.12. Figure 7.12, VPN Ready, 7.4 releases. Microsoft released different versions of Windows Phone. In this section, we shall discuss about released versions. 7.4.1 Windows Phone 7. On October 21, 2010, Microsoft released the first mobile client operating system as Windows Phone 7. Afterwards, few more updates have been done as shown in Table 7.1. Table 7.1, Versions of Windows Phone 7. Version changes, 7.0.7004. It was the first version of Windows Phone 7 OS. 7.0.7008 update process was improved for future update. 7.0.7390 new features were added with copy and paste, CDMA support, fast application startup etc. 7.0.7392 issues of fraudulent certificates were resolved. 7.0.7403 This version was required for updating to Mango, the comprehensive interface and Metro UI of the Windows Mobile operating system was highly appreciated for its design and fresh clean look. Now, let's have a look on market share of Microsoft Windows Phone. Windows Phone 7, 2010 to 2012. Gartner, it is an American research and advisory firm providing information, technology-related insight for IT and other business leaders located across the world, gives the report about devices running Microsoft OS sold to customers worldwide. In first quarter of 2011, 1.6 million devices were sold out. In second quarter of 2011, 1.7 million devices were sold out for a market share of 1.6%. In third quarter of 2011, Microsoft market share was slightly dropped to 1.5%. In fourth quarter of 2011, Microsoft market share was increased by 1.9%. Till first quarter of 2012. In second quarter of 2012, Microsoft market share got dropped back to 1.3%. Windows Phone 7.5. A major update was announced by Steve Ballmer to Windows Phone 7 at the 2011 Mobile World Congress, and this version was known by the name Mango. This version overcomes various shortcomings of the previous versions, like adding up the newer version of web browser, i.e. Internet Explorer 9, which provides the similar web standards and graphics as the desktop versions. In 2012, a minor update was released which was known by the name Tango, that fixed the bugs of the previous versions and also minimized the hardware requirements to let devices to run Windows Phone using 256 MB of RAM and 800 MHz CPUs. Some of the comprehensive features were also disabled on these phones. Windows Phone 7.8. Due to several changes in the kernel requirements and the hardware specifications, previously released Windows Phone hardware was incapable of being upgraded to Windows Phone 8. Although, it was announced that Windows Phone 7 devices would receive a free upgrade to Windows Phone 7.8. The new features which were updated in Windows Phone 7.8. The start screen was updated, in which users can resize live tiles. New themes were added. An update to the lock screen was also introduced. New logo was introduced for applications such as Games, Store, and Office etc. Issues of volume control were resolved. 7.4.2 Windows Phone 8. Windows Phone 8 was released in different phases. The phases were known as GDR, General Distribution Release, Table 7.2. Table 7.2. Releases of Windows Phone 8. Release description. GDR1 in General Distribution Release 1, Portico was released out as the minor update on December 2012. In this update, some improvements and bug fixes were done. Messaging techniques were enhanced. Bluetooth connectivity becomes more efficient and some new settings for Wi-Fi connections were also added. GDR2 Microsoft released a minor update as General Distribution Release 2. In July 2013, as we learned in the previous section, that a partnership was signed between Nokia and Microsoft. With effect of this, Nokia released its own update along with GDR2. Nokia updated the firmware of the users, namely Lumia Amber, which was available for Lumia phones only. In GDR2, some bugs were fixed and there were some improvements in camera. GDR3 General Distribution Release 3 was released in October 2013. Following features were updated in this release. Changes were made in kernel, file system, drivers, network stack and graphics support. Internet Explorer 10 was rolled out. NFC, Near Field Communication, support was added. Nokia Map technology was added. Support of new protocols was added that allow people to sync Google Contacts and calendar information with another devices. 1080 pixel screen resolution support. Accessibility improvements for visually impaired. Better storage management. SkyDrive was integrated, which can sync user data such as music. Windows Phone 8, 2012 to 2015. Gartner gives report after the release of Windows Phone 8 about devices running Microsoft OS sold to customers worldwide. In Q4 2012, Microsoft Market share was increased to 3%, which is 124% increase over the same time period in 2011. In Q3 2013, Windows Phone holds a worldwide market share of 3.6%, which is 123% from the same period in 2012. In Q2 2014, Windows Phone market share was dropped back to 2.5%. Windows Phone 8.1. Windows Phone 8.1 was also released in different phases. These phases were known as GDR, General Distribution Release, Table 7.3. Table 7.3. Releases of Windows Phone 8.1. Release description. GDR1. In this update, new language and region support was added for Cortana, Voice Assistant. An option of organizing apps into folders was also enabled. Multiple messages in SMS could be sent simultaneously. GDR1 also includes new VPN, Virtual Private Network, and Bluetooth features for enterprise users. Several changes were made to the Internet Explorer. GDR2 was released in February 2015 with increased security features for OEMs, original equipment manufacturer. Other changes made were extra languages added, anti-theft mode introduced, gesture keyboard was introduced, new feature for unlocking the phone by double tapping the screen was introduced, dual SIM feature was introduced, support for Qualcomm Snapdragon 200 and 400 LTE. 7.4.3 Windows 10 Mobile. Windows 10 Mobile is a mobile operating system developed by Microsoft. It is an iteration of the Windows Phone product line and a successor to Windows Phone 8.1 and is an addition of Windows 10, Microsoft's operating system, for personal computers, as part of Microsoft's plans to unify Windows application platform across multiple device classes. Windows 10 Mobile aims to provide greater consistency with its counterpart for personal computers, including more extensive synchronization of content, a new universal application platform that allows one app to run on multiple Windows 10 devices such as PCs, mobile devices and Xbox, as well as the capability, on supported hardware, to connect devices to an external display and use a PC-like interface with mouse and keyboard input support. Microsoft has built tools for developers to easily port some iOS apps with minimal modifications. Windows Phone 8.1 smartphones are eligible for upgrade to Windows 10 Mobile, pursuant to manufacturer and carrier support. Some features may vary depending on hardware compatibility. Windows 10 Mobile is designed for use on smartphones and phablets running on ARM processor architectures. Windows 10 Mobile entered public beta for selected Lumia brand smartphones on February 12, 2015. The first Lumia smartphones powered by Windows 10 Mobile were released on November 20, 2015, while eligible Windows Phone devices began receiving updates to Windows 10 Mobile on March 17, 2016, pursuant to manufacturer and carrier support. In October 2017, it was revealed that Microsoft had discontinued active development of Windows 10 Mobile due to its low market share and the lack of third-party development for the platform, and that the operating system will only receive patches and maintenance releases going forward. 7.5 Summary. In this era of technology, there are various brands and companies which are continuously emerging in this competitive world in terms of new techniques. Smartphone, PCs, laptops. Windows Phone is one of them. It is being evolved from past 20 years and still it is upgrading itself. It released its first edition in 1996 as Windows CE, and after that number of releases and versions took place. And ultimately, Windows 10 Mobile is the latest version of Windows Phone. Numerous application developers are taking interest in Windows Phone. As of 2013, 21% of mobile developers are using Windows Phone platform, and many more stating that they are interested in adopting this platform. But there are some other platforms also that are in high competition with Windows Phone. Windows Phone has some shortcomings in terms of applications, which it should overcome to compete with other platforms like Android and iOS. 5 years ago, Windows Mobile began off life as a promising contrasting option to Android and iOS. Microsoft situated its scope of Windows Phone 7 handsets as The genuine third portable biological system, yet it's a great opportunity to let it be known has fizzled. In the event that an absence of gadgets from phone creators and even Microsoft itself wasn't sufficient proof, the last nail in the pine box hit today. Microsoft just sold 4.5 million Lumia gadgets in the current quarter, contrasted with 10.5 million in the meantime a year ago. That is a monstrous 57% drop. Indeed, even a 57% expansion wouldn't be sufficient to spare Windows Phone at this moment. Microsoft and Nokia have sold an aggregate of 110 million Windows phones contrasted with 4.5 billion iOS and Android phones in a similar period. IDC as of late detailed that 400 million phones were sold in the current quarter, which means only 1.1% of them were Lumia Windows phones. Microsoft does not have any convincing Lumia handsets, and the Lumia 950 and Lumia 950 XL were both baffling lead gadgets with incomplete Windows 10 versatile programming. With Lumia deals on the decay and Microsoft's arrangement to not create a lot of handsets, it's reasonable we're seeing the finish of Windows Phone. Gossipy tidbits recommend Microsoft is building up a Surface Mobile, however it needs to make it to the market first. Windows Phone has for some time been in decay, and its application circumstance is just deteriorating. With an absence of equipment, absence of offers, and fewer than 2% piece of the overall industry, it's an ideal opportunity to call it, Windows Phone is dead. Genuine Windows on phones may turn into a thing with continuum in the long run. However, Windows Mobile, as we probably am aware, it is finished. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the next video with the next chapter.